Alright, what's up everybody? So I talked earlier about the need to make some Carpenter Bee Traps. So I made one, just to see how it was going to go. And it's super simple. So I'm just going to have y'all watch me while I do it. If you want to take tips from me, take them at your own risk. So I have a 1/2 inch drill bit and these are not all the same length. I just took a 4x4 post and just kind of cut them down. I'm not really too concerned about the exact size of these, okay? But you're going to take a 1/2 inch drill bit, you're going to go down the center of it. You're going to go a little more than halfway. So we are going to go about right to the end of the bit right there, the cutting edge. Okay, so we've got our center hole. Now you cut 4 holes all the way around that go up at a diagonal 45 and meet with that hole you drilled in the middle. Now, don't quote me on the reasoning behind that, but ultimately my understanding of it is that they go up in through these diagonal holes and they drop down into that vertical hole that we drilled, and they are looking for an exit at that point. They can't go back up and around that tight corner. So they will end up dropping down into here. And I'll put, I believe, a sugar and water mixture. I'll have to find out exactly and I'll let you guys know. I think it's a sugar and water mixture that you just put a little bit of in here in the bottom. They will go up here, down that, and they will die. Just make a little hook to hang it with. We'll get more into that. So, to drill these 45-degree holes, best way I found to do it is get yourself a clamp. Clamp your wood to your work surface. Now, if you just try and go straight in at a 45, it ain't gonna work. You have to start going straight in and then turn and go in at your angle. See? And you'll be able to feel when it meets up with your center hole. You will feel it. Okay? Don't worry too much about trying to clean it all out right now, because you have 4 more holes to drill. Okay? Clamp it down tight. Make sure you're going to be centered. Start, turn it. Rinse and repeat. Doing that 4 times. Clean out our holes. Now, you can hit it with some sandpaper if you feel so inclined. I don't feel as though it's necessary. So you guys see up in that hole there? I don't know if I'm at the right angle, but if you see up in that hole, you can see daylight through these 4 other holes. Okay, so they're gonna crawl up into this diagonal hole up inside here, and they're gonna drop down into our jar. Now, doesn't matter what your jar is, doesn't matter if it's well, just so happens that I have 2 Rayos, best spaghetti sauce, and store-bought Alfredo, by the way. I don't think it really matters if the stickers are still on. I don't think. Somebody's coming to help me. Okay, you're gonna leave the lid on the jar. Just makes life easier. Okay, notice how I kind of reamed that hole out a little bit? Because you don't want it exactly the same size as the hole they have to come through, because then it's a little suspect. I guess is the right word, a little sus. Is that the word that people are using? Okay, so now you're going to set it on. You're going to line up your hole. You're going to grab a few screws. And wherever I put my drill bit and driver bit, hang tight. There it is. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Anybody else do that? They just set something down and forget where the hell they put it? Just me? Cool. Okay, screw your lid in. It ain't got to be crazy. I'm just putting 3 in it. With a rounded out bit. Okay, so we now have that. Now our jar goes on there just like that. But we're going to take that back off for a second. Switch out our bit. Set it where I think I'll remember. Take this little doohickey. Little bitty bit. We're just going to find the center. Doesn't really matter what size, other than it needs to be smaller than the diameter of your hook, so that you can get your hook in there and screw it down in there. Now, Brad, why do you need a hook? Well, these don't just sit on a table or something, that you hang them. Okay? So, completed Carpenter Bee Trap. I went on YouTube, Google, and looked at lots of different DIY plans. You don't need a plan, you guys. This is crazy simple. So there's people making them with a pitched roof and making them all crazy fancy, putting a cover over it so no rain can get in it, whatever. They don't care. The bees don't care. So just go simple. This is a piece of scrap 4x4 that was laying around that I don't need. So we've got 2 made already, and I'm gonna make the 3rd, and then be right back with you guys. Alright guys, we did it. 3, and this is going to bug me. Hang on. Did anybody else notice that? These two hooks were going that way, this one was going that way. Sorry. We got 3 Carpenter Bee Traps. So I am going to fill them up with the solution, whatever, that goes in them, and go hang them up. Stay tuned, and I will show you where I'm hanging them and what I'm putting in them. All right, y'all. There is Carpenter Bee Trap number 1 hung up. It's got just some sugar water in it. I didn't measure sugar to water, nothing. It just needs to be some sweet sugary liquid that will attract them. They're not unlike any other bee species where they're attracted to sweet. So we got that one hung up there. Let me go show you where the other 2 are. Carpenter Bee Trap number 2 hung up right there. And then number 3, you can see it right there. And I've got 2 hung around here because they've really been wreaking havoc on these posts, these uprights for our deck, and on our picnic table. So I put 2 here in hopes that it will just attract them even more to that, and they'll quit tearing up our table. But I see 6 or 7 right now hanging around the picnic table. So I may end up moving it a little closer to the picnic table where they can smell it, and maybe we'll be more likely to go to it. So we'll see. Guys, those are really simple to make. I will keep you updated on if they actually work or not. And if they do, great. If they don't, I'm not out anything. Those were empty jars. I'm out about 15 minutes of my time. So if it works, it was well worth the 15 minutes and the empty jars and the scrap 4x4. The only consumables that I use per se is screws, and there was 6 screws, or three in each, so 9 screws and 3 little hooks. That's it. It's the only consumables per se that I use. So I'll keep you updated and let you guys know if it worked. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, give us a like, subscribe, share our channel so other people see it, and let us know what else you'd like to see. Thanks.